everyone, and welcome to the Red Zone. Do what you love what you do, featuring people from all around the world. Music, sports, friends, entertainment, adventure, broadcasting skills. You can have your fun adventure right here on the Red Zone. Today, it's Samantha's World with my lovely and amazing mechanic, Warren. That's right, my dad is a professional mechanic. He does small engine repair, all kinds of repairs. So you ask questions about how to repair your vehicle. So we're going to be asking him some top 10 questions about repairing vehicles. So Warren, do you have any tips for people starting in mechanics or wanting to learn how to be a mechanic?
Keep your fuel clean. Makes it run good.
Okay, question number 1. Why does my car hydroplane?
It hydroplanes because you don't have good tires. The tread's not deep enough for the water to go in so that you just kind of fly over the road. Or it hydroplanes because you're driving on the wrong part of the road. You slide over where it's on the high side. Yeah, it's a bit of a rip to do that too because you have to go over the white line and you have to go over to the yellow line to get out of the tracks where the water is.
Great. Okay. Number 2. What is the difference between a 2-stroke and a 4-stroke engine?
Well, a 2-stroke engine, of course, you have oil in the fuel. A 4-stroke engine, of course, you do not. A 2-stroke engine, of course, wraps and runs a lot faster than a 4-stroke does. But your car that you normally drive would be a 4-stroke engine, or 2-stroke would have oil in the fuel.
If I am getting a new car, how can I save money and gas?
Well, it depends on, I guess, the car that you buy. If you buy a big 4-wheel drive truck, okay, you're not going to save a whole lot of fuel. But if you get a little 2-wheel drive, you have to also do your research on the type of car that you buy because a lot of them still get bad gas mileage even though they're small. So, of course, a Honda Civic would probably do pretty good, versus a 4-wheel drive truck, or a Geo Metro, which gets 50 miles a gallon. Lots of fun there.
Okay, number 4. What do the sounds my brakes make mean?
Okay, if you have, say, a rock or something that's in your brakes, it sounds like the brakes are bad, but they're not. So a lot of times if you have a mechanic check it, they can dislodge the rock or to make it where it's going to work like it's supposed to. The other thing that's really cool is if it's making sound, that means that you need brakes. So that if it's making sound every time you touch the brake and it's not letting up and it's a definite, more of a squeak every time you touch the brake, it's time for brakes.
Okay, so number 5 includes number 4 is where can I find my brakes and what kind of brakes do you recommend?
Well, it's hard to recommend what you need, I guess, but it's according to how much money you make. They have different types of brakes, like ones that aren't so good to ones that are so good. The ones that aren't so good are not going to cost as much as the ones that are. So it depends on you and how much you would like to pay. But also do your research and call 3 or 4 parts houses. A lot of times you'll find it $40 to $50 cheaper than you would at a normal one.
Awesome. Okay, number 5 and 6. Can I switch to synthetic oil or a different grade of oil?
That's a good question. Depends. You would go to the manufacturer's for the motor, whatever that may be. But if you're running Pennzoil, that would be a good one for a better mechanic than me. If you're on Pennzoil, you better stick with it. It's going to changing oil from Pennzoil to another oil isn't so good. May not be so bad now, but in the later years it was. So, but yeah, I would recommend running Mobil 1 synthetic. It's probably the best.
How do I know which type of oil is best for my car and what type of oil I need to purchase?
Well, usually on the engine, somewhere on the engine or even on the engine fill cap, it'll tell you what your oil is. If not, tell the particular parts house you're going to get your brakes from and say, hey, what kind of oil does my engine take? And they'll tell you.
Great. Number 7. When should I replace my timing belt?
Oh, that's a good one too. Anyway, if you got it to be like your serpentine belt, which is kind of like your timing belt. If you got 200,000 on it, yeah, it's a good idea if you can have somebody maybe pull the shield back if you can and take a look to see what it looks like. Maybe there's a chain, but also see the slack in the chain and so forth. But yeah, it's a good idea to check it out. I'd hate to go bad on the road.
Number 8. What's the difference between an over and understeer?
I have no idea. How about that?
Okay, so an oversteer is when your car turns more than you're intended to. So like if you're going one way and you turn it this way and then you don't turn it enough when you're turning.
Yeah, I would guess if you have an oversteer, you better be checking your tie rod ends or something like that, or your kingpins.
Okay, number 9. Why do signal lights blink faster sometimes?
They're supposed to do that. Sometimes they do it anyway, but usually they blink faster purposely because you have a blinker out on that side. If you blink the other way and it doesn't blink fast, then you definitely have a blinker out on the one that's blinking fast. So put your blinker on and just go out and check your lights and see which one's on and on. If it's still on, both blinkers are running, but it's blinking fast, probably change your blinker. But if it is working well, it's just the way it works. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they just blink fast. Some of them do. But as a general rule, if it blinks fast, there's a blind out.
Okay, number 10. When should I change my transmission fluid?
They say every year, and some manufacturers, you can't even check them at all. Leave them alone.
That's different.
It's up to you. But you can also go with the parts manufacturer, check them, see what they would say, or the manufacturer of the actual. Go to the Kia dealer or Chevy dealer, Ford dealer, and say, hey, can I change my fluid? When? If maybe not, then maybe don't want you to change it.
Great. How often should I check my tire pressure?
Oh, that's a good one. You can check it every week. Check it as often as you can. You want it to stay at the normal speed so you don't wear your tires out, your normal pressure so you don't wear your tires out.
When should I change my windshield wipers?
Well, if they start looking bad, definitely change them because you're going to need them when it does rain. Like you see if one that's starting to crack or some of the main edge that's actually doing the wiping, if it's starting to come off, and then we better change them, You go through the car wash, check your wipers, see how they work. If they start streaking and you know they're clean, get rid of them. They're not very much.
How often should I change my oil?
Well, they say every 2,000. Some regular manufacturers say every 3,000. Some every 5,000. But as a general rule, probably every 2,000.
Do you have any self-care or car cleaning tips to help make my car run better?
Well, not right off, I guess. Make sure your air cleaner's clean, for one. Make sure you check the oil. What else? Check your fluids. Check your radiator fluid. But just if you can, power wash your engine off and keep it clean. The cleaner it is, of course, the better it's going to run. But yeah, make sure it's got a good air filter in it.
Great. Thank you so much for answering some of the car questions that all of our viewers had. Thank you to everyone for asking us questions. If you have more questions or you would like me to ask my dad more questions about car repair or any kind of repair, feel free to follow, like, share, subscribe, and hit the like button, and give Warren a follow as well, as he'll be on our channel more often. So we will be able to have more questions and be looking out for our new videos, ultralight questions, learning all about ultralights and what you need to do with ultralights. Much love, do what you love what you do. Featuring people from all around the world, music, sports, friends, entertainment, adventure, practicing skills. You can have your event adventure right here on the Red Zone. I'm Samantha's World with my lovely and amazing mechanic, Warren. Thank you so much for joining us here on Welcome to the Red Zone today, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful day and God bless. See you soon.